So here's our structure. Next to it also is what looks to me to be another smaller pyramid. So this would be like the Pyramid of Love that is knitted together with the larger structure, the Pyramid of the Sun. Well, the people in this house here, this new house that has just been built, have been kind enough to let me walk on their land so I can get up to the top of this structure. You can see the smoothness. Whether it's natural or artificial, it's extremely smooth. In modern times, they have planted some evergreens here, right along this line, right along this, what I believe is an ancient step. Let us continue up this structure. Pyramid structures in Visoko are built on the rivers, so this is also, if this is a pyramid, it makes sense that it's here because it's right next to the river. Another modern path, and the slope is getting steeper. So that's what happens on the Pyramid of the Moon. That's the same configuration as the Pyramid of the Moon where you're climbing the pyramid near the top for the last third of the pyramid, which is where we are. It gets really steep, almost too steep to climb. I mean, you have to hang on to things like trees, whatever you have. And here there's really not that much brush to hang on to. So I'm slipping too much there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this path that winds to the side and goes up a little bit and just go up the pyramid back and forth. So I'm walking along and I see this next to the path here. And this is a stone. And you say, so what? Well, haven't seen any stones on the hill so far. So what's this stone doing here? What's it look like? Does it look like it could be a construction stone? Well, it does have pattern, but we can't really see, I don't know, that texturing on the top, the different levels on the stone. It's not quite fully indicative of anything because it doesn't quite look like other stones that we've seen, but it does have a sort of a constructed feel in the sense that it's relatively regular. That's our first sign of a stone that looks like something like these stones we've seen all around the valley as part of terraces of artificially created stones that are also part of an artificially created terrace. There's another stone, similar dimensions, lots of flat or flattish edges. Can't really tell about the texturing. They almost always have texturing. So that's what I'm looking for to tell me that this is a construction stone that is part of an extremely ancient pyramid. Okay, now this is really good news because this is concrete or a concrete-like substance. Let me just get a photo of this. And there's no reason for concrete to be up here since there's no people up here, there's no houses, and there's no reason for this to be here in modern times. That means that this is really good news for the pyramid theory. There's another couple of stones actually that are concrete-like, and they have interesting texturing on them. Let's keep going. Stones that look like they were created for a pyramid. So here's another stone and more. I'm going to keep going. We haven't found the stone we're looking for yet, and if we don't see a stone that's just sticking out from what I presume to be erosion over the years, we're going to start digging because we do have a little bit of daylight set aside for that. But now this is good. The trail's starting to head up a little bit more. Here's some more stones. Let's see what this looks like. I mean, it's clearly a concrete-like stone. Let's get real close so we can see that incredible texture. I'm not saying it's texturing, but there's a texture. Boy, here's some more stones. So it's helping us get evidence that that's a big stone. It's about 30 inches across from tip to tip. And that's concrete. And this is another stone. This is starting to look more like the stones that we've seen, and more evidence that this is a structure, that these are stones that have fallen out of their place on the structure. I'm gonna get close for a nice close-up there. And so the stones are cropping up faster and more, faster and faster, which makes sense because the erosion would be more marked toward the top of the structure, and the soil or the clay would accumulate near the bottom, or near the middle and the bottom. So here's some more stones. These look like more like concrete, just pure concrete. Let's see if we can get a good shot of those two together, and then a little shot real close, and that's good. Here's some more. See, there's no reason for anyone in the modern time to drag concrete up here. There's just no reason at all. There's just no reason. No reason at all. This is a lot of concrete, and it's not doing this path any good. If you're going to put concrete for the path, you wouldn't just have one piece sitting there and then have the rest of it be bare of concrete. I mean, all of it's bare of concrete, and then suddenly we have this, and then this is in the middle of the trail. So that doesn't make sense for modern times. Let us keep going. This is very exciting, because if this is a pyramid, and I think it is, then we can add it to the list of pyramids in the Bosnian pyramid complex, because it's only 6 kilometers from Ginje Tumulus. So we can say that it's part of the complex, I believe. That's a lot. Absolutely no reason for this to be here in modern times. No reason whatsoever. And more concrete. For a woodland path like this, there's no reason to build a concrete retaining wall. None. No one would spend the time. Plus, you wouldn't put concrete way up here, 7 feet off the path. So this might be more like the Pyramid of the Sun, which they use concrete on. A bit close. Some kind of stone. Yeah. This is looking real good to be a new pyramid. And if there's another pyramid here, there might be 2. I really think there is more than one. Here, right by the river. It's a good spot. Just a couple pieces sitting here. It's not like in modern times they came along and said, we're going to shore up our path with some concrete, because if they would have, it wouldn't have been at this angle, because the path is at this angle. So it would have been straight on. On our way to seeing that, we have this. So there's just concrete all over the place. Extremely compelling evidence to tell us that this is, in fact, an artificial structure, ancient. Let's get a close-up of this. Keep the leaf in there for reference. Yeah, this is really, really hard concrete. And that's one, and you know, I'm just testing with my finger, and you're like, well, that's not a scientific test. Well, it's not a standard scientific test, but it is a test. And I have had my hands on the concrete all around this Bosnian pyramid complex, and this is much similar. God, it's so much concrete, it's crazy. It's 6 feet of concrete. It's level with my head, higher than my head, and I'm 6'2". So, geez, this is amazing. I'm so excited to find this. And the people that live on the bottom part of the north side of the structure, I just asked them if they think it's a pyramid. The father says yes, the daughter says, no, not really. The grandma doesn't seem to care. So the concrete is creating some super steep, but also some super level places for me to stand, so that's real good. I'm just going to get closer because I want to make sure I get the grain of the concrete, because the first person who's going to see these photos is Semir Osmanagic, discoverer of the Bosnian pyramids, because he is the one who's going to say, yeah, I'll come out and look at that, it looks like it's something. And then if he decides that, then you're going to hear about it. I'm grabbing onto this concrete and holding onto it as if it was really strong concrete and not just going to break out like some modern concrete, you know. And that's because I have confidence in it. That's because I believe that it's ancient concrete. If I thought it was modern concrete, I probably wouldn't grab onto it, because I think it would I would think it would crumble. You can see into a space there, and you can see it looks like there's levels, more concrete. I mean, it's just everywhere. Everywhere you are, there's more concrete because it's so steep. The rain has taken away the soil, and underneath it is more concrete and even more, just everywhere. So I was prepared to find stones, like on the Bosnian Pyramid of the Moon. But it's concrete, like the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. And there it is. Absolutely massive. It's probably 8 or 9 feet long. Which Bosnians are going to come up here in modern times with enough concrete to put down a weird looking 8 or 9 foot long piece of concrete? Nobody. None. Zero. No reason to do it. No money to do it. No energy to do it. We're on the top of the pyramid. Not the literal highest point, but it's leveled out significantly. That is not a hike, that's an adventure. That's what that is. Yeah, so people have been up here. They've been up here in modern times cutting trees down. So we are on the top of the pyramid. Here's some more concrete. And so on the top of the pyramid, what do we see? Tons of concrete. And who knows, maybe it just keeps on going, you know? Maybe the pyramid complex is simply the center of a much larger thing that we could call something like a megacomplex. Now, I'm trying to remember if this concrete has already been documented. Let me think for a second. I think I did document this concrete. But you know what? It's got sun on it right now, beautiful sun, so I'm just gonna grab a nice photo real quick, because that's really good for details. Yeah, I just don't remember if this was the concrete that we saw when we came up. Pretty sure it was. This might be a real boon. If there are no restrictions, or if there's a possibility that he can dig for a while without the government sort of stepping in and saying you can't dig. If you can just start digging, this might be a real good place to dig, because you've already got the concrete exposed. And that wasn't the case in the Pyramid of the Sun. The concrete was underneath about a meter of clay. If I'm allowed to name it, I'd like to call it the Pyramid of Remembering. That's the bridge across the Fojnica River from the road that goes southwest from Visoko. Southwest is going that way. And then you just come across this bridge to Zagorice, a little village. And I went up this road by taking a shortcut right over there, right up that road, and I met some people. That I went up the pyramid, then I went down, and then I went down this road, and then just now, just before it gets dark, I see this. Kakuide. And this is incredible. It's concrete. Pyramida.
Yes.
Up there. Concrete. Ne nova.
No. It is very, very
old. Old.
Concrete.
Good English. Thank you. Mój bosanski malo. Because...
But very, very old concrete.
Yes. Some people will say till the end of their days that the concrete could be natural.